I was seeing money, my account was buzzing, but I didn't have peace. I used to think selling whatever customers asked for was the smartest way to grow my hair business. It wasn't. In fact, this nearly ruined my hair business. Over time, I realized that being selective is not about pride or trying to look premium. It's about peace, consistency, and building something that actually lasts. When I first started, I said yes to almost everything. Different hair types, different hair qualities, different expectations all at once. What I then realized was that inconsistency quietly damages trust. The confusion, the stress, the self doubt. Because when you're selling everything, people can't really point to you and say, this brand, I know I would get this particular type of hair from her and it would be this particular kind of quality. If you notice, people tend to gravitate towards people who they know are good for something. You can call it niching down, but it's not really about niching down as much as it is about just having clarity, choosing a particular type of people who I want to serve. Please let me know in the comment section, do you have people whom if you want to buy something, you just know you can just be patronizing different people for, let's say, a handbag, but when you want to buy, let's say, a Chanel bag or something, you know exactly who to hit up to buy that. Why? Because you know that this is this person's specialty. They deal strictly on designers, and you can trust that they are not mixing their designers with fakes. Let me know if you can relate to that in the comment section. This is what I'm talking about. Quality isn't about just how hair looks on installation day. It is how that hair behaves weeks later after washing, styling, living. You will see some wigs when you install them, when you buy them newly, it's looking all good, beautiful, classy. Just wear that wig and go out. Like, step out from your stylist studio, let a little air touch that hair, and you realize that it's tangling so bad. Some wigs, you cannot even brush them, you cannot put them in water, they will swell up like Mufasa. But this is the same hair that maybe when you saw online was looking so beautiful, the hair vendor that was brandishing the wig looked so good, the price might even be so good. You carry it, it's looking soft. You realize that you cannot even wear that wig past 1 month, sometimes past 1 year. That money has wasted. If it even manages to last for like a year, you will just be looking crazy each time you wear it. Like, it doesn't look good. For me, what I really consider a hair lasting is that hair stays for a long time, and each time you wear it, people are able to look at you and say this is a good hair, or you're able to even look at yourself in the mirror and like what you see. It still looks good years after you have bought it, not just the first time, the first wear, the second wear, or months later. Of course, there are other factors that come into play, like revamping your hair, taking good care of your hair and all that. And for that, I got you. Make sure you stay tuned, okay? You will love it here. Have you ever experienced something like that? Have you ever bought something, it was looking so good? Like, I mean, there was a time I got a shoe. At first, it looked so good, so beautiful. Immediately, I wore it like 2, 3 times, and I realized why that shoe was that cheap. Let me know, can you relate in the comment section? Have you ever bought hair, a wig, or anything, and the first time you wore it, it looked so good. Afterwards, it looked nothing like how it was on that day. Every time you sell something you're not confident in, you pay for it later. Either via emotional stress, long explanations, refunds, reputation risk. You stand a chance of even damaging your reputation. There was this experiment I did before I switched into selling only premium quality hairs. What happened was that I did these sales where I offered all this fiber, synthetic hairs, and all that. I just wanted to see how people will receive it and know whether I wanted to continue offering those types of hairs alongside premium quality wigs. And trust me, one thing with me is I have always been very honest about what I sell. I don't see the need to lie. Why? Because no matter what I tell you, Even when you receive that wig, along the line, you're going to see the hair for what it is. So if I was lying, you will still find out. And I'd rather have a customer that buys from me today, comes back again and again and again, and even refers other people than risk my reputation, even my mental health, because I take these things really personally. So I did say what each wig was. The one that was fiber, I said it was fiber. The lower grade of human hair that was there, I did make sure I put that in the description. Everybody that bought knew what they were buying, or so I thought. This thing where they say you have the money of keke. Keke is a tricycle. Okay, let's say you have the money of buying a Lexus RX 350 and you are aiming for a Lamborghini. So you go to the car dealership, you pay them money for a Lexus 350 and you're expecting to drive home with a Lamborghini. That was exactly what happened. After that sales, I did my analysis and all that. The complaint was not up to 10%, but trust me, it could have been worse. It was not up to 10% because of how I handled things before and after. I did not sleep for so many nights. And I'm not even going to lie, at that time, that was the highest volume of sales I have ever made at a time. Everybody was buying, everybody wanted, because it was cheap, right? But at what cost? My mental health. I was even in school then. So instead of me to be sleeping in preparation for class the next day, I was up all night trying to make sure that the supplier I was buying from them, they didn't care so much about quality. So I had to make sure I stressed over things over and over again. Some of the colors were not what I ordered. Some of the quality was not as I expected, but to be honest, very fair for their prices. But I had complaints. In fact, I remember like two people telling me, flawless, people already know you with selling good hairs. Do you want to spoil your brand by yourself? I was stressed. Did I do any refunds? I don't think I did any refunds, but it could have been really worse. Looking back, I'm just happy how I handled things, but it could have been worse. Like, I just did not have peace. And when you're selling something that is not really in line with who you are as a person, it's hard. It's hard to defend it. It's hard to be confident. If you're not even careful, it will start taking away from your own personal standards. And this is not me looking down on people who wear synthetic hairs, fiber hairs, and all of that. If that is what you want, fine. But never you take the money for a synthetic hair or a low quality hair and expect raw hair. Don't do that. That's so wrong. You're stressing people. You're stressing me. You stress me out. Don't do that. I was seeing money. My account was buzzing. But I didn't have peace. I couldn't sleep well. I was so worried. I didn't want anybody to call me out or for me to start having issues with people about their hairs and all that. Because when those wigs came, even I saw why they were that price. To be honest, all these people, they mass produce these wigs. They don't care about your wig size. They don't care about so many things. Like, I had to personally even be the one to do some. Oh, it was crazy. At the end of the day, I decided that even though I had made a lot of money, it was not worth it. It was not worth it. It was not worth the sleepless nights, almost risking people bashing me. It was not worth the emotional stress, my mental health. And that brings me to this question. Have you experienced this before, either as a customer, a business owner? But I know mostly business owners will be able to relate to this. Have you ever experienced something like this before? Being selective means I say no to certain hair types, certain trends, sometimes even certain sales, because I care more about consistency than quick money. This brings me to this question. Would you rather grow slower with standards or faster with stress? I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. I just want to hear your opinion. When I started saying no to certain hair types, the lower grade human hair, fiber, as tempting as the money for me was, something shifted. And the very top of what is my mental health. Less stress, less burnout, less being in doubt. Have you ever sent out something and your customer is writing to you and your heart is literally in your mouth? Please, that's not a good place to be. So it did come with a calmer workflow, better quality of customers. Now, I'm not saying that if you buy synthetic hair or whatever, you're not a good quality customer. No. But I started to attract customers who are aligned with what I want to offer, which is premium quality, virgin, and raw hairs only. The single donor hair, the baby thing hair, and all that. I started attracting customers like that. I must add that the transition is not as easy as it seems. It comes with a lot of discipline, you've been grounded, and knowing that this is what I want, this is what speaks to me, this is my vision for this brand. It was tempting, I'm not even going to lie, because sometimes, even till this date, I get some inquiries. Oh, won't you sell this type of hair? Flawless, please just stock it for us. That's what we can afford. It's not just about business. This is how I think, even in real life. I tend to think long term. I think what will benefit me in the long term. What are the habits that when I'm doing now, even though it does not fetch me results right now, long term, I am going to be proud of myself for doing those things. If you get this point, it helps you, especially for we young ladies. There are certain things that you wouldn't do because of money. And this is not me judging you, right? But there are certain decisions you will not make because you're thinking long term, you're thinking longevity, you're thinking what happens after now. And that is how I think in my business. I think past that sale, I think past the money you're sending to my account, no matter where you are, because I have clients, I call my clients Barbies. I have them scattered all over different countries, Canada, US, and all that. I think past the sales I'm going to make that minute, I go forward to think, okay, this person has a propensity of coming back if they like the hair that I give to them. They are able to refer people. People who naturally would want to even know where they got their hair from. Me, my own personal peace of mind, and building a brand that many people would actually remember for years. To be honest, building slowly might not look impressive online. You might not brandish your car key at 16 or your car key at 18 or 20, your house key, you're not buying lands. But trust me, it does work long term. It helps in building a life that you look back and you're proud of, a brand that you look back and it is solid. To me, that is what matters. Peace of mind as well. If you enjoy thoughtful, intentional content like this, you will love it here. So hit that subscription button and turn on post notifications. So I'll see you next time. Mwah.